All right, welcome everyone to Fans Talk TNA, which has been brought to you by TNAMecca.com and the Fans Talk Wrestling podcast. This is episode 3 and was recorded on November 11th, 2014. Fans Talk TNA is a short conversation about what happened this week in TNA, as well as what we can look forward to this upcoming episode, and you can get it exclusively on TNAMecca.com. If you haven't been there yet, if you're reaching this video through our YouTube channel, definitely check out TNAMecca.com every Wednesday at midnight. That's when this is posted, and the conversation goes all day. Definitely jump in. My name is Garvin, and I'm joined tonight by Nick. Say hello, Nick.
Howdy, howdy.
And while we've already got tonight's episode mapped out, you can reach out to us through TNAMecca.com as well as the comments on the YouTube channel. Just about things that you would like us to discuss in upcoming editions of this podcast. Now, let's get into the conversation. This week on Impact, Spud finally came onto the ring and called out EC3. I know Spud's been a hot topic pretty much every episode thus far. Everyone wants to talk about Spud. This is it. Spud finally came to the ring, and he totally owned it, I felt, on the mic, going after EC3. Just the chemistry between Spud and JB was awesome. I thought the whole thing was awesome, and I thought that they really built Spud well. But yeah, so Spud finally came out to the ring to confront EC3, to call him out. He called him a wanker. He called him a big-nosed douchebag. But would you, if you were in control, Nick, would you book EC3 to be called the loser in their inevitable match?
You know, I wouldn't be opposed to it. He's got to lose sometime, and I think there's a lot of poetry involved in having Spud be the one to take him down. I think with the guys that EC3 has gone over in the past, Kurt Angle, Sting, Bully Ray, I think he is actually in a position to be that guy for somebody like Spud. It would definitely legitimize Spud in the ring. To varying degrees depending on how Spud performs himself. It's been a long time since I've seen him wrestle a match without there being a overriding comedy element to it, like you saw with the Joker's Wild tournament where he was paired up with Bully Ray. So yeah, I could definitely see this feud ending with Spud coming out on top, pinning EC3 clean to finally break that streak.
Yeah, it would definitely be poetic and shocking almost, you know. And at the same time, I think while I did enjoy this segment, while I do enjoy the overall story that they're telling here, my big beef, and really my only beef, is just how tiny Spud is. Just to have Tyrus like manhandle him without an issue, and just have Spud kicking there while Tyrus holds him like with his hands out, you know. It just looked like he was just so small and almost unbelievable as a guy who could take out EC3.
It was a very stark contrast, the size ratios at play, but it may turn out that Tyrus won't be that much of a factor in the upcoming match. EC3 definitely has Tyrus in his corner, but Spud also has Eric Young in his corner. And EY's proven that size isn't an obstacle for him against guys like Bully Ray, against other guys like when EY was part of the team against Aces and Eights, like Gallows and Nux and guys like that. So EY can definitely handle a guy like Tyrus and run interference for Spud while Spud handles EC3. So I don't think that will be an issue so much.
All right. Moving on from that, let's talk a little knockouts. It's something else that everyone seemed to be interested in hearing what we had to think. This week, Havoc, once again, faced off against Gail Kim. Once again, Havoc destroyed and injured Gail Kim. They almost ended the match because of injuries, but Gail Kim pushed forward but lost. Obviously, Gail Kim has to be out of title shots at this time. So what's next for both of these two? Do you see anyone else really stepping up to be that good challenger?
I think this has to be the end of the line for Havoc versus Gail Kim. I really wasn't expecting this match to happen again so soon, and for that to happen, and for Gail to lose in such commanding fashion again, that's got to be the end of things between those two. As far as who steps up, I think it'll be Taryn Terrell. I I'm hoping that the upcoming match this week between her and Madison Rain will be the last one between them, and then Taryn will move on to challenge Havoc. I'm hoping that's going to be the case because Taryn's the only one I could see toppling Havoc and making that stick. I think she's going to be the next big star of the division, the next Gail Kim, the next Taylor Wilde. I think she's got what it takes, and I don't really see that so much in anybody else in the division.
Exactly right. I'm totally with you. I don't see anyone else either. Taryn Terrell seems to be the natural fit here, just based on the matches that she has had with Gail Kim in the past. We really haven't seen that extent of things since she has returned, but compared to everyone else in the roster, no one else on this roster is even at this level for me. Whether it's Velvet Sky or Madison Rain or Angelina Love or Brittany, just no one stands out. No one is making it look like they are really worth putting an effort into watching, let alone be put into like that main event spot against Havoc, that title shot against Havoc. So now that Gail's gone, yeah, Taryn Terrell is the only other standout, and hopefully as we move forward from this, this week it's Taryn Terrell versus Madison Rain. After that, we might get Taryn Terrell versus Havoc, and once that takes place, I really hope TNA takes an opportunity, which they have now, to really develop the Knockouts division again.
Absolutely, and I think there will be a better. I think it'll be a better place once Tessmacher's done with Amazing Race. I'm still not completely sure why she's being kept off TV right now. I can only assume that it's some kind of they're treating Amazing Race as kayfabe, so maybe they're holding her off until this season ends. But I think when she comes back, they can do some interesting stuff with her. Maybe after Taryn does topple Havoc, maybe Tessmacher can step up and be a challenger. I think she'd be credible. Um, Angelina Love, when she's used correctly, can be a credible contender. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a kayfabe reason to keep Tessmacher off. Because we have seen we have seen Robbie on TV briefly. So, but who knows? Because we do know this week on Impact, there is a match booked with the Beautiful People and Jesse Goddard's and DJZ, and Robbie E's not there. So maybe that is playing into it a little, but I don't know. I don't know. But hopefully, yeah, we do see Tessmacher soon. So let's talk about what we're looking forward to this week on Impact. Right now, as far as what's booked, we have Gunner versus Sam Shaw in a no DQ match. We've got Tyrus versus Eric Young, Madison Rain versus Taryn Terrell, like we said. We also have a multi man match. I'm not sure how it's booked because ImpactWrestling.com doesn't really have it described perfectly, but it looks like on one side it's the Beautiful People and Jesse Goddard's and DJZ versus Nux, Crazy Steve, and Rebel. So I don't think it's going to be a 4-on-3, but that's what we got right now. We also have a major announcement coming from Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was injured during his match this week, so it is expected that he may or may not be dropping the title. That's what's being rumored right now. So, and then we'll also see Davey Richards give James Storm his answer. So, out of all of that, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to EY versus Tyrus. I'm very interested to see what Tyrus can do in the ring. We did see more of it toward the end of his run in the WWE, in NXT specifically, but I don't think he was given enough of a chance to really shine down there. So I'm very interested to see what he can do against a guy like EY. And there's also going to be the aspect of whatever interaction EC3 and Spud have outside the ring. So definitely looking very much forward to that. A close second is what's going on with Revolution.
Right.
Davey Richards, as we mentioned, but also the new Indian wrestler Mahabali Shera. I always have to stop and make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Um, I really like how they're introducing him. The video packages look very energetic. He looked very excited to be here, and the dude looks like the spitting image of a wrestler. I mean, he's huge, and I like that the Revolution is playing on his ignorance, I guess, not knowing any better about the nature of the Revolution, and the idea that they might sucker him into joining up and doing their dirty work. Um, so that whole angle is looking very promising to me.
Yeah, for me, EY versus Tyrus, that's the match I'm looking forward to. Really enjoy what they're doing between Spud and EC3, Tyrus's involvement as well, and obviously EY is adding to that. So, and plus, this is going to be the first time we've really seen what Tyrus can do, and I think him going up against a guy like EY really is going to accentuate that and really show what kind of wrestler Tyrus can be. I always enjoy matches with EY, and he seems to bring out the best in whoever he's facing. So, and just comparing what Tyrus did in his previous wrestling life, facing off against EY is like completely different than anything you've seen over there. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And like you said, the Davey Richards Revolution situation. There's an obvious direction that this could go, like Davey Richards saying no because it's totally dumb for them to break up the Wolves right now. But you never know. You never know how TNA is going to end this cliffhanger of an episode. So. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see what they do there. Speaking of this being a cliffhanger edition of TNA Impact, this is actually the last episode. This upcoming Impact is the last new episode that we're probably going to get on Spike, that we're probably going to get in 2015. So just to look at the upcoming schedule, what we have is we have this upcoming week, and actually. No, I actually misspoke. We have one more week after this. Then TNA takes a break. TNA will break for Thanksgiving. They are not giving TNA a show, and after Thanksgiving, there's nothing outside of like highlight packages and replays and best of. So, with that said, do you have any fears of there being what could be a 5-week break between new episodes of Impact? Do you think that's going to hurt them?
It certainly will do them any favors, but I don't think. Well, I think TNA will come out of this on the other side of the break. I think they'll definitely survive it, and I'd be very surprised if they didn't leaven those best of shows with some new original content, like maybe bring some of the YouTube content, like the Spin Cycle or something along those lines, and intersperse those in the best of shows. I'm confident that TNA has the ability to kind of work around that, and keep things at least somewhat relevant. It's the lack of full blown storylines like title pictures and whatnot that will definitely hurt the audience's attention span, the ability to keep watching, because I'm already experiencing some inability to really get into Impact the way I did during the New York City tour. And there's a lot of different factors going into that.
Sure.
It's hard to get into it to a degree already, and the fact that there's not really going to be those main storylines going forward for that duration will definitely hurt more. but I think TNA will be okay in this break.
Yeah, I can't imagine TNA to stop everything. They do have the YouTube channel. The YouTube videos do get a lot of views, so I definitely see them taking advantage of that. If they don't, then they might be in trouble because the TNA fan base is gonna want something new to check out, and just to see that there is life there. While they figure out whatever they're going to do, if they're going to stay with Spike or if they're going to move on or whatever. So, but we'll obviously have another week to talk about that, and we did this is a new thing we're doing with TNAMecca.com. We don't plan on stopping during the break, so we're going to continue to talk about what's going on. So any news and rumors that do come out during that time period, we'll definitely talk about each and every week. So yeah. But that's all the time we have. Like I said, this is a 5 to 15-minute conversation. We are right around the 15-minute mark. So thanks very much for watching. We'll be reading and responding to your comments on the YouTube channel as well as TNAMecca.com. So if there's a topic you want us to talk about next week, let us know. And that's all the time we have for this conversation. For more TNA talk by us, you can you can listen to FTW 240 available on FTWpodcast.com right now. And in that conversation, we talked more about the tag team tournament, how the Hardys won, and what that means moving forward, what the future holds for the Wolves and Revolution, as well as where MVP, Kenny King, and Lashley go from here. You can also get your TNA Talk fill here on TNAMecca.com all week. Once again, this is Fans Talk TNA and has been brought to you by TNA Mecca and the FTWpodcast.com. For Nick, myself, goodbye. We'll see you again first thing next Wednesday here on TNAMecca.com. Enjoy tonight's Impact. See you guys.